Hi everyone, welcome to the intuitive card reading for the week of excuse me, July 15th through 21st. You guys know the drill. Please like this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already subscribed. Share this video with anybody that needs to hear the energies of the week, because that's what this reading is it's always flow over force. How do we work with the energies of the week, and what are the energies of the week? So that's what this reading is all about. Comments down below, feedback always welcome. Just ask that you be kind, and that's it. All right, let's just jump right into it. Same 4 decks, shuffled, obviously. Different order, maybe? I'm not sure, don't remember from last week, but this order feels intuitively good. Okay, let's begin, guys. What do we need? All right, no place like home. Okay, so we need to be doing things, wow, right off the bat, pretty strong energy. We need to be doing things that make us feel at home. Comfort is coming to mind. Safety is coming to mind. Things that make us feel like home. People that make us feel at home. Being at home, okay? This could be an external thing. This could be an environmental thing, a physical thing, actually being at home, okay? So we need to feel... and again, it doesn't have to be a physical place. Home could feel like a person or an actual geographic location, or being home within ourselves with higher self, okay? We need to kind of connect to the foundation. House is always talking about foundation. And basically it's the same. We really kind of need that. We need that homey type feeling. You might be, how this might manifest for some of you guys, making comfort food, things that make you feel like home. If you're homesick, especially, those out there. I know this is a reading for the collective, which means the general population. Not everybody's going to be feeling some type of homesickness, but if you do, this is especially talking to you, okay? So no place like home. Interesting stuff. Action needed. We have God. Okay, light, attributes, benevolence, of compassion, recognize the eternal force within yourself and others. Okay, yeah, so this may, again, like I said, could be, I'm reading for the collective, so there's a wide variety of you guys out there. Could be homesickness for an actual place, person, thing, whatever it actually is. But this is pertaining to the God, like the goddess, more of like our divine masculine, right? If you want to say it that way. But it's basically saying our divinity, okay, in general, right? Connecting to our divinity. That's the action that needs to be taken. So it's really connecting to our higher self. So like I said, our home is our foundation, is connecting more to who you are. Higher self, I also say soul, okay? I use them interchangeably. So it's really connecting to that part of yourself, okay? We've been having readings in the last couple of weeks asking us to connect more, connect more, connect more. This is basically saying it, but it's saying it in a little bit of a different way. It's really saying that, we need to really connect to who we truly are. So pay attention to, I will say this, with decisions or things that kind of come up this week that are not us, okay, that do not fall into this category, that make us feel like we are not ourselves, right? Not feeling like ourselves. Things that are coming up that are pushing us in that direction. Or if we've been doing that in the last couple of weeks, this is the week to kind of say, like, cut that out, okay? Because we need to really get back down to the center, our foundation, to our higher self, okay? That's what it's really saying here. So that's very interesting. So we're kind of veering off the path a little bit of like changing who we are, and not in like a positive way, because obviously you want to evolve, and the evolution of our soul and our consciousness, we talk about that all the time. This is about saying that we're going in a misaligned direction, and we're kind of betraying who we are in a way, right? Because it's almost like this feeling of betrayal. Let's keep moving and see what comes up here. Issue, guidance. Okay, so we have issue, taking guidance. Like I said, I felt something with some decisions coming up this week about, decisions you're making that are going in the direction that feel more like yourself, and not necessarily going again in the quote unquote wrong direction, or the misaligned direction, right? And so we have an issue with guidance. Okay, so this is reaffirming that there might be some decisions coming up this week where we really need to choose whether we want to be more at home and within ourselves, or feel more like ourselves. Okay, so we're having issues with guidance. So this could also mean that we're having issues with taking guidance. Okay, so this could be from spirit, from God, from the divine creator, however the universe. I use it all interchangeably. It doesn't matter what your higher power is. So it could be coming from your higher power, or I will say this, I'm definitely getting other people. So usually, guys, and if you've been following me for like a long time, is I always say listen to your intuition. And I think even last week we got a lot of things around not necessarily listening to what other people are saying. You have to really focus on yourself, make decisions from not listening to the outside world. I will say this, is that I definitely do feel like that we're having issues listening to other people, but I will say that this is almost coming up in a little bit more of like a positive way, saying like it's not that. So here let me phrase it this way, to be a little bit clearer. Sorry, I'm kind of jumping around because the energies are kind of jumping around. It's okay to, Spirit is saying it's, look, still what I said last week applies, meaning like stop listening to what everybody else is telling you that you need, and et cetera, et cetera. Listen to yourself, follow your intuition, do what's best for you. However, if there are people that feel like home, if there are people that know you, are really connected to you on a higher self level, really see you, understand you, and they have something to say as far as guidance goes, it's okay to listen to them, because this being under issue is telling me that we are not letting somebody else in that really knows us or sees us, et cetera, et cetera. I hope that makes sense, but it definitely feels like, I will say this is a little specific, but it feels like it's not like a group of people. It's like one person, So if there's somebody that you trust, maybe two people, okay? Maybe it's like two best friends or something like that, two sisters, two brothers, whatever it actually is. If you don't want to be taking advice and guidance from strangers or people that don't know you very well or don't know what you need or desire, etc. But if you do feel that there are people that do see you or know, I don't want to say know what's best for you, because you know what's best for you. But if you have a close relationship with somebody, it's not a bad idea to listen to their guidance. That's how I'll end this. But the fact that it's under issue, we might toggle with that a little bit. Maybe because you are getting that energy from last week, you're still carrying it over where you're saying, no, I don't want to listen to anybody. But I will say there might be one, possibly two people that are really kind of giving you some guidance and some advice that it's not bad. And then you listen to your intuition, right? Then you assess it. Then you you can use your intuition to decide if it's the right, if it's the aligned thing for you. So, but it's not a bad idea to take it, is basically what Spirit is saying here. So hopefully that makes sense. Let's see what challenges. Sometimes it's similar. Guardian angel, you are not alone. Okay, that goes hand in hand, because this is basically saying, yeah, you're not alone with Spirit, right? Our angels, spirit guides, ancestors, all of that stuff. But also with other people, okay? And again, the people that trust and see you, more specifically, the people that you, or person, that really knows you, like from a soul level, like that kind of thing, because you are not alone. Because to me, it just feels like, yes, Spirit is saying connecting to your higher self, and that's more of like a personal journey. It's like kind of like a singular journey, but this is also saying you're still, you're not alone. You do have help, et cetera, et cetera. So you might have, being under challenge, you might have issues listening to, say it's a sister that knows you, sees you, et cetera, or a parent, or even a child, whatever it actually is, a spouse. It's okay to let them in, and listen to your guidance, their guidance, use your own intuition, okay? I think you guys understand what I mean. All right, what's actually changing? Blessed. Okay, so appreciation, okay? Appreciation, definitely more of a positive attitude. We're turning things around, feeling more blessed, feeling more appreciation for things. Not too much more I can say there, but if we've been a little bit more pessimistic or annoyed, which I know I have been kind of with my health journey. I actually got a similar card to this about a few days ago, and I've been getting kind of gratitude cards, and I have noticed my energy changing. So that's what it's saying for the collective. So I'm right aligned with that, but definitely feeling a lot more positive, and the energy is changing. Basically, basically it's saying your energy is changing to a more appreciation, gratitude type vibration, which is great because then we can attract more of that. Okay, what do we focus on? Upside down goddess. Ooh, we have God, then goddess. Okay, exploration of the female natural nature and form. Okay, so this is really about being in your divinity again. Okay, it came up in the shadow. So basically, it's saying that we're not doing it. And that we really kind of need to focus on that. So more stuff talking about our divinity, our higher power, connecting to our soul, focus on that. It's really getting back down to foundation. There's not too much more I can say about that. Let me move on. Reflect on patience. Okay, so how have we been patient in the past? How has our patience served us? I've actually been thinking about patience a lot. Yesterday I was thinking about it, because I'm really starting to, I don't even want to say it out loud, but really kind of taking a turn for the better. It's been gradual over the last 3 years, 3+ years, but it will all, your patience always pays off. Like, I know it doesn't feel like that in the moment, especially if it's by the month, by the year, it's really slow. Things are moving really slow, but it does serve you, obviously, because then you get to the end eventually, right? You eventually have to get to the end. So reflecting on your patience, your relationship to patience would be a good idea this week. Responsibilities, Jude, hold the space. Okay, so this is a lot of, it's kind of, I don't want to say like a slow week, but there's a reason the patience card came out, right? And then we have hold the space, which is basically just making sure that we're being present with ourselves, and we're being patient with ourselves, and we are being compassionate with ourselves. So we're like holding the space for ourselves as we grow, as we heal, as we change, as we transform, as we, et cetera, whatever's kind of going on, whatever journey that you're actually on. So basically, that's your responsibilities for the week. Not too much more happening there. Money, finances, and career. Before I pull this, so far with all the cards, I'm going to say it might be a, let's see, Yang. Okay, actually, wrong. I'm wrong. Okay, so Yang is masculine energy. So, and one is new beginnings, and it's doing. So I actually was going to say the opposite. I was going to say, based on all of this stuff, hold the space, not really moving forward. There's not a lot of action-oriented cards, but boom, we have money, finances, and career. So finally, that stuff is moving. Okay, so this means that we might, so new beginnings with the one. And by the way, this feels a little abrupt. This energy feels like it's cutting right into, like I said, it doesn't feel like the rest of the reading so far. So it could be abrupt. So all of a sudden, a new opportunity. All of a sudden, work gets really busy, but in a positive way, meaning like maybe you're a server at a restaurant, and it's going to be a busy week, much more tips or something like that, right? So it creates more abundance, but definitely more fast paced with work, new opportunities, and just more doing and getting things done, like action oriented. This could also mean, if you've been working on a project at work for a really long time, that it really kicks up speed, really speeds up. If it's been slow at work, like I said with the restaurant analogy, things could be really getting packed and busier, etc., etc. There's nothing but positive here, and that's great, and could be some new beginnings because of that one energy. So awesome. Finally, things are moving in this direction. Whether it's getting a new job, opening a new bank account, money coming in that you didn't expect, etc., etc. So that is a positive, finally. Okay, surprise. Seeker, thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. Okay, so the truth seeker in all of us is coming out. It's under surprise. So basically, what I will say is that this week you might find the truth to something. This also feels like Spirit is saying, like, it's been a long time coming. Meaning like, you might get an answer to something, that the truth to something that you haven't in a really long time. Something's been a mystery in your life, whether it is actually a health issue and finally you get a diagnosis, or you've been wondering about someone did something at work and you're not necessarily sure who did it, and all of a sudden this week you find out, something along those lines. So the truth seeker in all of us is kind of coming out. It definitely does feel like, when I say truth seeker, we seek it, and I know it's like saying seek, but this could also kind of like fall in your lap, like with not too much effort, if that makes sense. That's the energy that I'm kind of coming through with. So something might reveal itself is a better way to kind of put it this week. That has kind of been a mystery. Friends wise, we have rescue. Okay, so we have rescue, but it's not coming up in a negative way. I don't read these upside down or anything. This card is bent. Okay. These aren't like the archetype cards, but rescue, maybe being there for someone. So it's under the friend section. So it's basically saying being there for someone, helping them out in a really tough time. Just genuinely, it feels like us being there for somebody, but again, I'm reading for the collective. It could be the opposite. It could be somebody being there for you, or a mutual situation, of give and take, could also be true. So friends group is amazing. Nothing to worry about over here. Could also be what's going on up here. We're listening to guidance from somebody that we trust that sees us. Could be, connected, right? So not surprising that it's positive, but again, could be, let's see what romantic connection comes up with, because it could be like a spouse, like I mentioned earlier. Anybody that sees us or knows us from like a soul level is somebody that we really need to, like a soulmate type relationship, that really gets us, could help us move forward and make decisions this week. Air Guardian, shift your perception, it says. Okay, so basically, it's not a bad thing, it's not a negative thing. Basically, it's saying that we need to kind of shift looking at things differently in our love lives. And so if we're partnered, then we can kind of be looking at a situation within the relationship differently. If we're dating, if we're single, and we're trying to find our partner, we might be looking at it with like a fresh or a different perspective. And it's always good to kind of look at things differently. Okay, important. We have clean it up. Okay, so we all know that this is about doing the little things and making sure that we are finishing up little projects. So that's important for this week. This could particularly mean in the money, finances, and career department, because we have there's not too much like new beginning stuff happening. Like honestly, like with this patience card and the hold the space card, is basically saying like nothing like on your personal level are really like changing necessarily, but we do have the money and finances that again is kind of abrupt. So something might be happening in that area. So this alludes to like an ending, right? Instead of more of a stagnant type energy kind of going on up here. So I would say it has something to do with work. So if you are moving to a new job, make sure everything is completed at your old job. Make sure that everything is T's are crossed, I's are dotted, all that stuff before moving on. But just finishing projects. I mean, could be stuff in a personal life about maybe home projects that you started or something, or creative projects that you started, but it really does feel like it's pertaining a little bit more towards money, finances, and career. Health and wellness. What do we got going on? Pioneer, passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. Okay, so basically this is saying that you're doing something that hasn't been done before, and it's in the light, so that's a really positive thing. So basically it's saying, okay, for example, I don't know if this is actually true, but this would be great. I haven't necessarily, I can read, obviously, I read these cards, but I have not been able to sit down and read a book for 3 years now, because I don't want to bore you guys, but I get, a little cross-eyed. It's hard for me to focus, it's hard for me to concentrate. I'm still having brain issues. So sitting there and reading a book is like an arduous task for me. I still can't do it, but I'm getting to the point where I am starting to be able to do that, where my focus and my concentration are getting better. My memory is getting better too, but you don't necessarily need that for reading. This is basically saying something that you haven't been able to do before. So that would be an example. If I was able to read this week, I haven't been able to do that in 3 years. Okay, like read a long book, read long paragraphs, read a magazine. That would be something that would apply to this category. So basically this is saying like you're going to be able to do something you haven't been able to do ever or in a long time, and you're breaking through barriers. It's a sign of healing. It's a sign of your health and vitality and wellness. So whatever kind of journey that you're on, I just gave an example of my physical journey. Could be any type of journey that you guys are on, mental, spiritual, maybe you're on a mental health journey, right? Because again, this is health and wellness and it's encompassing everything. All those categories count. Maybe this is the first time that you're able to socialize this week or get out of bed, or because you're going through a depressive episode, or like whatever's kind of going on with you. And you're not feeling great, but you have this breakthrough, right? The breakthrough is a good word. But it's something that you haven't been able to do so in a while or ever, okay? And emphasis on ever. It's not like I've never been able to read a book, but in my situation, it's after a long time. It feels like it's been forever. 3 years is a long time. So you're pioneering, you're breaking through those barriers, breaking through like the glass ceiling kind of thing. Okay, and then overall outcome, what do we have? Okay, we have fear. Okay, so not so great to end off with, but this is basically saying that, and I think this might be a preview maybe for the next week or so, or I kind of read it sometimes like as a story, and it could be coming up to the weekend, but it is under overall outcome. So basically it's saying fear. Our fears may creep in here and there. This might have something to do with the decisions that we have to be making this week. A decision made in an aligned way, coming from our intuition, is never a decision made through our egos, through fear, okay, through a misaligned way, okay? So that could be part of it, saying like, don't make your decisions out of fear, make your decisions out of love, out of your own intuition, what feels best for you. But I definitely do feel like some of our, actual fears are going to come up this week, like in an actual tangible way, a more physical way. I don't know, afraid of spiders, afraid of flying, afraid to get hurt again in a relationship, etc., etc. So some of our fears might actually be coming up this week to kind of, challenge us. I know it's not under challenge, but it might come through here and there. So that's basically what Spirit is saying here to kind of end off the reading. But altogether, like, what's a word that keeps coming up about this week that I have to say to sum it up is mellow. Like, it feels like it's just like a mellow, chill, not too much happening, reconnecting to ourselves, and making sure that we feel stable and safe and getting back to home, whatever home means for us. I think that's like the biggest thing here. So all in all, I say pretty decent week, okay? I don't see any, sometimes I call it like red flags or anything like that. I'm excited about the money and finances and career actually moving forward. I would say that's probably like the only thing kind of like moving forward, if that makes sense, this week. That feels like it's a little bit more fast paced, whereas everything else just feels like kind of, evenly paced and again, mellow. Maybe I should be giving like a word of the week if this continues to come up this way. So yeah, Spirit is like mellow, mellow, mellow. So they call me Mellow Yellow. That's a song, right? I think it's a song. Anyway, you don't want to hear me sing and you don't want to hear me talk anymore because the reading is over, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I will see you in the next week, and have a good one, guys. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.